Hey folks, this is your man Sean back again, and this time we are introducing a very interesting monthly web series that's going to be called Ask AssetIntel. In this series, we are going to be picking up 5 of your most interesting questions, and our team members are going to come in and answer those for you. We understand that you are sincerely curious about what's happening inside AssetIntel, our products, our offerings, and how we elevate our clients into a whole new level of operational excellence. And that's why we are here to answer your questions. In this pilot episode, please join me in welcoming Hooman Parvardeh, our CEO and President, and he's going to be answering the top 5 questions for this month.
So, Juan, the first question that has come up to us is, could you give us a little bit of an idea about AssetIntel's vision and mission? How would you describe your inspiration behind starting AssetIntel, and what are the guiding principles, or how do the guiding principles kind of affect our work at AssetIntel itself?
Sure. So let me step back a little bit. Before we started AssetIntel, I was working at Rutgers University, and I was in charge of the long-term bridge performance program from FHWA. And there we developed the LTBP Bridge Portal, which is now rebranded to FHWA InfoBridge. It was a very successful project nationwide. And as part of that project, I had the chance to talk to a lot of state DOTs, different transportation agencies, and one thing that was very clear was that the software solutions that they were using for their asset management, it was complex to use, and also it lacked functionalities that were needed. And at the beginning, so the idea behind AssetIntel was that the solutions out there are lacking basically simplicity and also lacking innovation. So that was our main basically vision for AssetIntel, to develop software solutions for asset management industry that are simple and are basically innovative. And so we could enable these agencies to be more efficient, so they can save time and save money. So that was very important. And our mission was to disrupt the industry, come up with these type of solutions to enable these DOTs to be more efficient. And the good and bad thing was that the bar was very low. All the software solutions out there were good at getting contracts, but they were not good at serving the end users. Too complicated, the functionalities were not there, not easy to use. So that's one of the natures of our DNA, to make sure whatever we do in terms of developing a solution is simple, and there's a lot of innovations there to help the clients to basically more efficient at what they do, save time, save money. And we always, when we want to make decision, we keep that in mind in terms of our solutions. So that's how we basically, that's the mission and vision of the company.
Awesome. That sounds excellent. We can move to the second question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, come on, I would say, and you would agree with me as well, that a great team makes all the difference, right? So, how would you describe the team at AssetIntel, and what are the qualities that you generally think are important for folks to kind of create and be a part of a very energetic and a collaborative team?
Yeah. That's a great point. Basically, behind AssetIntel, there are all these individuals that become a united team and push the mission and vision of the company forward to enable our clients.
Mm-hmm.
And There are many aspects. So first of all, when we hire new basically employees, we are very picky at hiring people that are respectful. It's very important for us to make sure that everyone respects each other, respects the team, respects the company, respects the client. And also in terms of the level of knowledge and level of commitment, we are very picky. A lot of time we reject candidates that you see they get hired afterward by good companies, but we are very picky, and especially on the engineering part, the software development part. We believe that a great superstar player can be more effective than tens of average software developers, and that's very important for us. And that's the same in other basically divisions of the company, but especially on the engineering and software development. So we are very picky at who we hire in terms of the knowledge, expertise, and we keep everyone accountable for what they do. We make sure that everyone is basically knows what they need to do, and also we keep them accountable, and that's very important. Human being by nature likes comfort, but it's the hard time. It's the hard times that makes us look back and be more satisfied with what we've done with our life. So we keep that in our mind. So we keep everyone accountable. We give them a lot of autonomy, and at the same time, we're lucky that we have a great set of clients. We hear great things about what they get out of our solutions, and we try to be we try to carry that message to everyone in the team, so they understand that what they do is very important, and that has a very fulfilling and satisfactory effect on the psychology of everyone in the team. And at the same time, we are very respectful, and we make sure everyone in the team is happy with the work. And that comes through different ways that we do it. For example, mentorship and growth is an important part of every employee. So if you're not seeing the growth in your daily work, you're not going to be satisfied with what you're doing. So we make sure there's a lot of room for growth, improvement, and mentorship for everyone. So basically a combination of all of these allows us to have a very effective team that is basically fulfilled with what they're doing, has a lot of respect for each other, and pushes towards excellence in providing great solutions to our clients.
Understood. Definitely makes sense and is very relatable to all of us. Awesome. Thank you so much, Hooman, for that. Moving to the next question. So, we all of us are aware that staying ahead in technology is kind of very important, especially given modern times. It's the evident truth of staying ahead, right? So, how would you say that AssetIntel maintains its edge, and what role does innovation play in AssetIntel's success?
Yeah. So a good portion of the response goes back to the answers to the previous questions. The team and also the mission and vision. Going back to the team, as I mentioned, we try to hire superstars. We have a smaller team, but the output that we get out of the small team is usually whenever we talk to others, they get surprised by how small our team is comparing to the level of output. And innovation and simplicity and agility, those are in our DNA of our culture. So a combination of that allows us to be innovative, allows us to be very productive with what we do, and allows us to basically provide solutions that are ahead of others in basically what competitors provide. I give you an example. FHWA came out with their new coding guide that basically the data collection part of it is called SNBI, Specification for National Bridge Inventory, a few years back. And we put a lot of effort and we put all of our resources behind this to make sure we upgrade our solutions based on this new specification. And our software was ready in January of 2023. The other software in the industry, for example, Ashtover is supposed to come out with their software in November of this year, November of 2024. It took them 3 years to get into, hopefully they're not going to have more delays, but because it's going to impact their clients, and it's important to be in compliance with FHWA. But our team, our basically culture allows us to be innovative and utilizing all the technology and be at the edge in terms of basically the solution that we provide, and be very agile in terms of providing that solution very quickly. And because of that, our clients are basically ahead of the curve nationally comparing to the other state DOTs or federal agencies in terms of collecting this data and be prepared for this new and very large compliance effort.
Plus, makes sense. I was going to ask you an example, but you gave that, and that's very relatable. And so moving to the next question. So tech is rapidly changing, right? And the change in tech is, I would say, the constant thing currently across the globe. So how would you say that the recent advancements have influenced development of our products, something like InspectX?
Yeah, so definitely the tech is advancing, especially the buzzword for good reasons in the past couple of years have been artificial intelligence and AI. We always try to evaluate new tech, and we try not to jump on every wave because there are a lot of different waves on the technical side that sometimes there are just just a buzzword, nothing beyond that. But there are different waves that are very important. For example, cloud computing, mobile technology, and now artificial intelligence. Just giving you an example of each one of these. One of the initial and the most important value propositions that we had for example, InspectX, was the use of tablet in the field so you can do an offline inspection. So when you come back to the office, you don't manually enter the data again. Even now, in year 2024, a lot of state DOTs or transportation agencies, when they want to do inspection, they take paper forms to the field with their camera. They write on the form, they take photos with the camera, they go back to the office, they manually enter that data in their system, and then they upload the photos, resize them, rename them, and upload them to the system. And when we started developing InspectX back in 2015, one of our main goals was to just remove this inefficiency and come up with a tablet-based system that they can use it in offline situation. A lot of time bridges are located that in places that don't have any cell reception. That not only they use the tablet in the field, they use the camera, everything is inside one tablet rather than carrying different basically equipment or paper with them. But when they go back to the office, they don't need to again manually enter this data. So they save a lot of time back in the office. So that's one of the utilizing the mobile technology. And I'm very happy to say that more than 95% of our users are using our tablet in the field because it's simple to use, it's efficient, it saves them time overall. Some of these inspectors are 60 years old, and as we know, change becomes harder and harder in terms of technology as we age. And those are my heroes, those are our heroes, because they utilize the technology to make the infrastructure safer for the people. A few other examples, we have started with a cloud hosted model. We never wanted to provide a non-cloud hosted model, and we identified the risk there for agencies. For example, security was a big concern there, and we have done a ton of work on the security and safety, and for the past 3 years we've had SOC 2 Type 2 compliance to provide the basically peace of mind for the IT departments of our clients that we are taking good care of the safety and integrity of their data. And about a year ago, we started our efforts for getting FedRAMP authorization. If for the basically people who are seeing this, FedRAMP is the most advanced security compliance authorization set in place by federal government. There are more than 800 controls that we have to go through. It just shows the level of basically how important is security and safety of the client data for us. So, and back to cloud hosting, so that was one of the innovations that we wanted to utilize and then provide that as a great option to our clients. And now with the advancement of AI, we are utilizing it internally to be more productive, so we can provide the same basically output in a shorter period of time from throughout different departments, from product to marketing to sales to engineering. Through different aspects, and we do plan to incorporate these AI and large language models, LLMs, in our basically solutions to help the end users save time and be more efficient. That's something that is in the works, and we expect in the mid 2025 to showcase what we have in terms of the utilization of the newer and more advanced AIs.
Of course, that definitely sounds very interesting, Hooman. I just had a follow-up question to that. Would it be possible for you to give maybe a few specific examples from any of our clients with respect to how, our innovation has helped them? I mean, I understand what you just mentioned with respect to, offline features, the tablets and everything, our security standpoints, along with getting FedRAMP compliant in a few months' time. But anything specific that comes off the top of your head that you think noteworthy of mentioning?
Yeah. I'll provide a couple examples. For example, in terms of utilizing a tablet in the field, so you avoid double data entry back in the office. When we talk to different clients, for example, Arkansas DOT, we did a study with them a few years back, and they say that the process for this inspecting a normal bridge when they use the tablet and versus not using the tablet and doing manual data entry, on average it saves them half an hour to an hour and a half per inspection. For Tennessee DOT, that number is even higher because they had to do a lot of data entry into different systems, and that's all unified into the InspectX system. And on average, I believe for them, it's about 1 to 2.5 hours of saving per inspection. So these are basically the departments are usually supported by federal money and the state money through different taxes. So as we provide these efficiencies, the residents of those states are getting the benefit of having safer infrastructure and having departments of transportation that are more efficient in providing more with less. In terms of the cloud solutions that I told you, what we see is that the IT departments of the departments of transportations, they don't need to provide resources. So they have the confidence that we are providing the resources, and we are always updating the software. So they can save a lot of resources there. And at the same time, the bridge unit is going to have the latest up-to-date software. And if there is a bug, rather than going through multiple steps and waiting for weeks, we would fix those bugs in the matter of hours or days. So these are all the benefits that our clients are getting.
Amazing. That's awesome. So we'll move to the last question of our pilot for Ask AssetIntel. So me being a part of the organization, me and along with the entire team have a very, very positive note towards our work culture. But I want to just get an opinion from your end as well. I mean, we all are aware that, culture is kind of crucial for getting a company to its success point. So how would you, from your perspective, describe the culture at AssetIntel, and what are the values that you think are essential to kind of create and nurture that, positive and collaborative work environment?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, Sean, that one of the things that I'm most proud of as part of this, our company, is having a very good culture and seeing that everyone is doing great work, but they're happy, and they feel when we get together like it's their second family after their own family, and they're happy, and we have a lot of respect for each other. So that gives me great pleasure, and it's super important for me. And let me get a little bit into more details about that. Well, first of all, we're a small company. We are about 20 people. We're gonna be soon. We're gonna grow to 25 to 30. But as of now, we are 20 people, and I identify and acknowledge the fact that it's easier to have a better culture when you're smaller. But nevertheless, I believe we have a great culture, and everyone is doing great, and they're happy about it. There have been a lot of challenges. For example, after COVID, everyone's remote, and for example, you joined us. We had the pleasure and we are grateful that you joined us about 6 months ago. We have met each other over the web a lot, but I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you in person, to just, to make that friendship take it to the next level. Nevertheless, those are challenges, but we have tried, and I think to a good extent, we've been successful in creating the second family for ourselves. And for example, as you know, every Friday, no matter what, how many deadlines we have to get together, and we have to have a social Friday. We talk about what happened to us in the past week, and sometimes what happened is sad. We got sick, or a loved one got sick, or even sometimes we lose a loved one, or we had a very happy week. But we share that together, and through that sharing, we get closer with each other, and we develop more empathy for each other, and that's very important, I believe. And we sometimes, we play games online, or sometimes we just chit chat and talk about the things that we are planning to do, and that makes that that develops a closer friendship. And another thing is, as I mentioned, respect is very important. We want to make sure we have respect for each other, because We don't know where we come from. We have some ideas, and everyone might have a good day or bad day. But at the end of the day, we want to help each other to, I grab your hand when you need me, and you grab my hand when I'm having a bad day, to elevate me, to lift me, and to create that positive energy, to feel better about like what's happening. And when you have that positive energy in the team wants to push from one side to another. They're not trying to pull at the other end of the rope, and that helps us be more efficient, more productive, and be happier inside and provide better solutions and better output for our clients. So to sum it up, culture is super important for any company, and I'm very glad that we have such great team in place. I'm very grateful for you, for being able to work with you and everyone else. And I think that's a great thing about our company, that we have that.
Agreed, man.
So let me pass it on to you. Let me ask you what do you think about the culture, and what can be improved, what is good? Yeah.
Of course, Hooman. So yeah, I was gonna add to that only. What you just mentioned, it's I would say it's one of the best work cultures that I have been in. It's very positive, collaborative, even though we are a small knit team, which you mentioned, but it's like everybody looks after each other, which is exactly what happens in a family. And that's very true. I myself have mentioned it a lot of times that it's my work family, and it's very important for me to cater to the fact that my family members, the same way that is true in my personal life, should also be catered over here as well. I sincerely also look forward to our Friday socials. It's true that all of us are busy with our individual domains. There are a couple of days as well between you and me, Human, when we sometimes do not meet up as well, because we are very busy, with our respective stuff. But then, no matter what, as you mentioned, Friday socials, unless it's something very urgent or an emergency, all of us are there, and it's the time when all of us get to meet each other. And I do want to clarify, when you mentioned, this is to the audience, by the way, that when you mentioned that we talk about the week that was, it's not about the week that was related to work. It's about our personal stuff.
Exactly.
What's going on? How was our week? Anything that we did with respect to, did we travel somewhere? Did we do something special? Are we going for a tour or a trip and stuff like that? So it's immensely motivating, positive, and collaborative. And I would say anybody who is watching this, you guys would be sincerely amazed to be in such a work environment.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to have the opportunity to work with you and everyone else.
Likewise, Oman. Likewise. Awesome. So we had five questions in plan, and we just went through them. There are a few more, but then I guess the video would be a little bit longer, so we would end our first episode here. We'll catch up with Hooman possibly next episode again, and we'll have the other questions answered by Hooman as well, or it could be someone else with some other very specific questions from our product or our security or our marketing teams and stuff. So you guys should be taking or rather looking out for our next installment for Ask AssetIntel.
Thanks for the time, Sean. Thanks, everyone.
Hey guys, that was our first pilot episode for Ask AssetIntel. Stay tuned in as we bring in Hooman again, or any of our teammates, to answer more of your questions. Meanwhile, please go ahead and check the playlist over here that kind of talks about how it's easy to use SNBIX to transfer from NBI to SNBI. And by the way, as always, subscribe.